Make sure sizing small, expect much, I would say, wider swings compared to shorting after first red day. So overall, there was 3.8 million was made on PLTR. Going forward, there's going to be more videos to come. Hello guys, Steven here. I know it's been quite a long time. Last time I filmed was couple months ago. Personally, I've been doing a lot of moving to Puerto Rico, so right here is a brand new setup. There is a lot of trades been going on in the last few months, so I haven't done any recaps, and the market conditions has changed a decent amount. There's a lot of fake liquidities compared to the years in 2020 to 2021, even compared to last year. So going to go over some of the details and some of the volume thesis that I came up in this year. So before I start this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe. Let's get into it. Alright, so let's go over the most recent ones. The SBET. This one is a Bitcoin treasury play. It's been happening for quite a month now. Lots of tickers has been running based on the company wants to raise money for Bitcoin treasuries, and they're going to establish a Bitcoin reserve to purchase any cryptos. From my point of view, they're all copying MSTR. Another standing point is they're just doing dilutions for the shareholders, then hopefully to become the next MSTR. So the news has been brand new for a month ago. Everything's been running crazy. ASST, KDLY, then the latest runner is SBET. Overall, haven't placed a single trade on this ticker because the flow is around 600K. But I do want to talk about the last day, which it went to 124. It had its top around the 122, did a fake out and pushed all the way back down to 84. I wanted to short into the bounce, but there's no consolidations whatsoever. And of course, it did offering the after hours, and this one will probably fade back all the way to even probably lower than 11, as the market, as all of the traders are getting adapted to the news of company just randomly want to establish a crypto treasury. The spiking potential is not going to be as much as before. There's one trade that I made, I actually took a loss on, is ASST. If you take a look at the basic technical analysis, is after the first day rebound and the second day rebound, whenever you are shorting a multi-day runner, you typically want something to extend over 500% within 2 to 3 days. And of course, this one did meet the criteria with the float and market cap. Then going into the third day, which you traded much less volume. That's number one. Number two is the consolidation range is pretty much stuck around the same place. So I did take a short around 7.6, got stopped out, I think was 8.6. That one I think is probably not avoidable. We have a decent amount comparison with decent multi-day runners. Anytime that if we're dealing with Bitcoin treasury type of tickers, always be really careful about your sizing in and your risk management. Majority of other sectors other than biotech and energy sectors, now we have to add another one, Bitcoin sectors. Anything that's related to Bitcoin, energy, and healthcare always tend to size down, and this one did not play as a normal multi-day runners, and it was definitely very choppy. This one was the loss I took. I think I sized in around 300K shares, so that's around 300K loss. Then there's two other tickers. CEP, I think the mistake that was made by myself, I think it's a avoidable loss. So same thing, since IPO went from 11 to 40, so overall up about 400%. And then we see that we tested the same double top, very similar volume, and on the third day with lower volume, of course we did not drop at all. So on this day, I think I took a smaller loss. If we can go into the 15-minute chart, this one is it went all the way to 50, but I think it got stopped out. I think it's in the 39. I shorted around 38, 37-ish. Then of course did not catch the top of 56 because once we did a 40 breakout around 37, 36, there's a massive support underneath. So shorting around 40 technically is not very ideal. There is a very limited reward. Did not catch CEP. This one was also a strange one. Then NMAX. This is not a biotech sector. not a Bitcoin sector. We went from 14 to 265. There was 2 trades that was made on this ticker. The first trade is when it went to 190 and came back down to 110, so 50% drawdown. And once it had a bounce, it took a size around 154, risking the 190-ish. The sizing was relatively small, but I did took a loss right about here. Once the fully breakout happens, I did not touch it until the next day. Majority of the time, we typically don't short something that gaps down 20 to 30%, but this is so overextended that the stock is up around 1,500%. Took some size around 160, added in the 140, then added in the 130, covered all the way back in the 50s. Majority of the cover happened around 70s, so did not catch the bottom, but that was a very solid reward. There's total about 1.5 million made on NMAX.
Interested in trading like Steven Dux? It all starts with choosing the right broker. Dux Trading has partnered with Success Trader to supercharge your trading journey. By joining through Dux Trading, you can unlock 90 days commission-free trading at Success Trader. Experience trading like never before with superior short inventory with over 10 built-in locate sources, dedicated phone and chat support, early locate availability, and the opportunity to earn interest on any of your idle funds. Plus, enjoy competitive locate pricing that suits your trading style. Ready to elevate your trading? Simply click the link in the description below to get started. Now, let's dive back into the content.
Then going into the next one, we had PLTR. This is the biggest trade that was made in end of February. So if you look at the monthly chart, this one was pretty much trending up every single month. Then once the news was released that they're going to cut the federal spending, this one went from 120 to 108. Fortunately, I was able to catch it around 118. Then after first red day, we're going to have another 15 to 20% fading percentage. So I covered, I think it was around 99 to 98-ish. Once the 100 round number broke, that's where I took my full size out. So overall, there was 3.8 million was made on PLTR. The account statement was posted on X. That was pretty much the full trade. I was not expecting this one come back all the way back to 130, but looks like it's going much higher, and hopefully one day it becomes another short again. So we'll see. Those are pretty much all of the important trade that happened in the last few months. We also had BULL, another IPO, went to 70, and we tested multiple times as overstaying gap down. So here is one thing, whenever you are trying to short overstaying gap down, very important that if the ticker only tends to run as one green day, not a second one, the ticker becomes very stubborn in terms of it will produce multiple bounces if it performs overstaying gap down. The ticker has to run at least 2 days up over 500% for it to qualify as a multi-day runner. Of course, made a mistake again. I shorted it into the push around 50, I think it was 54, 55, got stopped out, and then re-shorted it again once was a big rejection. It's a very smaller cuts on BULL. So overall, it's not very ideal, but I can see that the mistake is definitely avoidable. And of course, going to the second day, testing 52, that was an easy short again, which I did not catch. I was treating this one more of like first red day as a multi-day runner. Whenever a multi-day runner happens, going into the day after the first red day, we typically don't have any spikes. We don't really have volume. We open with a 10% to 15%, and we either don't move or comes back up a little bit in the afternoon. Was not expecting this move. I can see it's a very easy short. I did not catch it, so that was my mistake. Okay, so another quantum play, QBTS. This is where I want to talk about fake liquidities and be very careful about whenever you go long and using the support as your risk. So the overall chart looks pretty persuasive when it breaks out around 12. So going long around 13 to 14, which is risking 12, which is not very bad. But you can see the extension of the chart that in a long-term run, it's up around 1700%. It's up quite a bit. And you can see that, when we had a major breakout, the extensions is not very far. So let's say we have a solid breakout around 12. So we're sizing around 13, the exit will be 20. Whenever we're trading something that's not very extended, the extension is a much bigger compared to going from 13 to 20. And also we had a decent red day in the middle, so it's very difficult to be able to catch the top. And going along around 13 to 14, probably your average exit will be around 17.5 or maybe 18. So there is very limited reward. Whenever you are using multi-day breakouts, that ticker is already very overextended. Be very careful and also take profits quickly because it's not going to run very far. Probably going to stay or hold its cam for 1 or 2 days and it will start to get rejected. Alright guys, that'll be pretty much all of the important tickers or large caps and IPOs I want to cover. Make sure that whenever you are going long, that ticker that's already extended with very heavy resistance breakout, make sure to take profits quickly. And also if it's a first green day without more extensions on the following up to become a multi-day runner, expect there's going to be multi bounces going to happen in intraday level. So make sure sizing small, expect much, I would say, wider swings compared to shorting after first red day. So going forward, there's going to be more videos to come, and there's one more video going to cover pretty much the smaller caps like UPXI and DATS. So those are the easy ones that I can short into resistance. And I also want to talk about the resistance overwhelming and the pre-market volume. We cannot use the volume estimate that we came up in 2021 to 2020. The liquidity itself seems not as strong as before. I don't want to call fake liquidity because sometimes you see a ticker trades 15 million long in the pre-market. It does not trade like in 2020 to 2021. No push, pretty much a very standard fade going throughout the day. So the next video, going to talk about how to really adapt to very crowded pre-market volume. That'll be it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.